Friends, we begin our final session of the Economic Editors Conference 2012. It's a privilege to welcome the Honorable Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Shri S. Jayapal Reddy, for the conference. I also welcome Petroleum Secretary, Shri G.C. Chaturvedi, along with senior officers of the Ministry and the oil PSUs. The Economic Editors Conference is organized every year by the Press Information Bureau to provide a platform for interaction between the media and the government on the economic sector issues. In particular, it's an opportunity for interaction with the regional media. So this year we have about 35 senior editors and writers from all over the country who have participated in the conference. The conference was inaugurated by the Honorable Finance Minister yesterday, and we had 3 sessions. And today, sir, we had 4 sessions covering the key areas, beginning with the Ministry of Agriculture, then the Ministry of Civil Aviation, followed by Power and Corporate Affairs, and finally, sir, Petroleum and Natural Gas. As we are all aware, the Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas is one of the key drivers of the economic sector, and a lot of decisions have been taken recently to improve the development of this sector. The Honorable Minister will be making his opening remarks, after which we will open the floor to questions. Kindly ensure that your cell phones are switched off or are in the silent mode before we begin. Thank you very much.
The Secretary of the Ministry, Sri G.C. Chaturvedi ji, and the Chairman and MDs of all our oil PSUs, senior officials of the ministry, and friends. I find, along with old friends, a lot of new friends who have come for this occasion. So I would like to introduce the guests who have come from various parts of the country. We have distributed background notes, a background note really, on the developments in the hydrocarbon sector. We have also distributed a copy of the speech I should have delivered here. Since I'm not good at reading, I have distributed it. I would like to draw your attention to 2 of the chronic but colossal features. One is, we are a net huge importing country. The second factor is about the growing needs of a growing economy of a developing nation. I know I'm not delivering any new pearls of wisdom, but these factors are often ignored, although they are hugely important. We perhaps will have to live with these 2 factors for many years to come. So whenever we discuss the hydrocarbon situation in our country, we have to keep these 2 big factors in view. In addition, there are 2 new developments. One is the price of oil at the global level has gone up extraordinarily. I agree that it happened before, but never did it rise and stay this high for such a long period. And we believe that it has made a huge difference to the situation. The second thing is, unlike any time in the past, rupee has depreciated sharply. For example, the average price of the Indian basket of crude oil, which was 85.09 per barrel during 2010-11, rose to 111.89 barrels in 2011-12. It has since been going up and down. As though this is not a bad enough development, Indian rupee has also depreciated significantly. To be precise, the rupee US dollar exchange rate, which was around at rupees 44.42 during July 2011, rose to a level of rupees 57.22 in June 2012. I looked at the table between July 2011 and October. The average depreciation is 16.34%. 16.34%. Going by these developments, last year the under recoveries of oil companies went up to 1,38,000 crores. This year they could go up to 1,87,000 crores. Because of the recent changes, that figure will come down a bit to 1,67,000 crores. Even after these recent increases, the under recovery this year will be higher than it was last year. And friends who have been specializing in this sector know about these developments. But I need to mention this to let others know about the size of the problem. It is the size of the problem which is making a qualitative difference. Now, I gave this figure before. Depreciation of Indian rupee by 1 rupee against US dollar in this context would mean a burden of 9,000 crores per annum. So I am mentioning these figures because they are unmentionably huge. I have asked many mathematician friends to put down the numbers in zeros. They were scratching their heads. So we often take these huge numbers for granted. I don't think government can take these things for granted. Now, in the press note we have distributed, I have referred to the production figures of oil and gas. I have also made a reference to NELP as it is, and CBM policy. Then I have also made reference to shale gas policy, how a policy document, a draft document, has been placed in the public domain for experts and companies to react. We have also, in that note, referred to acquisition of assets abroad. I can read from those paras, but the note is available with you. We have also shown how the refining capacity, you refer to the press note only. You don't have to go to the background note also. If you want, I can read it out. We have increased our refining capacity considerably because we have inaugurated new refineries in Bina, Bathinda, and elsewhere. And we have introduced Bharat 4 auto fuel policy in 10 major cities. Is that right?
13. Now it is.
In 10 major cities, but all over the country we are making BS3 oil available. In the morning today, I had a meeting with the CMDs of marketing companies and the directors of marketing in all these companies and some of the executive directors also. We discuss the huge problems that are there in the marketing field. We are not must say something about the number of consumers we have. On record, we have 142 million customers. 142 million customers. And there is a record of all these customers on the portal which I launched a couple of months ago. To give you an idea about the magnitude of operations, 3.3 million deliveries take place every day. Every day. I'm not therefore claiming the situation is perfect. Such a huge problem or operation cannot be conducted in a very smooth way. When we discussed this morning, our oil marketing companies have launched a project called Lakshya Target, how to streamline the marketing operations. You see, blue book which is given to every consumer was not being used before because there was no capping on the number of cylinders. Now the capping has revived the relevance and importance of the blue book. So we are asking the delivery boys to record in the blue books of the consumers. And we will devise a system in the last 2-3 weeks by which each consumer can say, look, what is the cylinder you are delivering to me is the second one or third one or fourth one. We have, as of today, the mobile numbers of 30% of consumers. 30% of consumers. And in the next couple of months, we will be able to collect almost 100% consumers' mobile numbers. There are no consumers without mobile numbers, in view of the fact that the number of our mobiles has gone beyond 900 million. So consumers are being educated to use their SMSs to reach people with complaints. And customers are also being requested to use the internet. The cooperation of consumers is very important. If you are to check the dealers' activities also, I think the cooperation of consumers is essential. Many people have asked me, why did the price of non-subsidized LPG go up so much suddenly? My own understanding is this has been happening every year. It was not noticed because this burden was being silently absorbed by oil marketing companies. Now that we are passing on a part of the burden to the better well-to-do categories, it's being felt. It happens partly because the price is linked to the international price. Price of LPG is linked to the international price. Partly because in winter season, there is greater demand for LPG. There is certain seasonality about it. There is also this link of price of oil to the price of LPG. So I thought I would rest my case here and throw myself open to you at this stage.